Alright, alright, alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Where did I leave off? This is a repulsor that I started a long time ago. I figured it's time to get some work in on it on my models on Friday. I know, it's a scary concept. Just trying to remember exactly where I left off on this guy. It's been a while. Looks like I got some shading to do. Oh, it does. It does, Chuck. As you can see, I just started on it not that long ago. Well, it was a long time ago, but I didn't get that far. So I'm kind of just trying to make a game plan on what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm in Discord as well, man. Ah, I gotcha. That's cool. Thinking maybe some OSL effects from the lights, maybe.
What's going on?
Everything. All the
Okay.
things.
Okay.
This is the bad thing I don't like when I pause models. It's like, where do I want to start?
So remember how I just told you I bashed my knee into the side of the table?
Yeah.
I have a nice bruise forming now.
Oh, where to go?
I never claimed I was smart.
It's one of those self-correcting mistakes.
A little bit. It's like, oh, you've been sick since yesterday and on the couch? Now you're gonna hurt yourself, so you don't want to be on the couch.
Yeah, I found out a long time ago that neither my wife or my daughter have volume control.
Oh no.
That instead of walking into the other room to talk like, oh, I don't know, a normal human being, they would rather scream at each other across the house.
Oh, really? That's no
I think
fun.
that's just women in general, because I do that to Jessie.
She's not lying.
Not touching that one.
Yeah, he's not lying. Like, I scream across the house to get his attention instead of just texting him.
Fair enough.
So, no, that is not something that you don't have to touch. That is honest.
Yeah, I've been married long enough. There's just some things that I look at and go, nope, it's a trap.
It's a trap. General Akbar, it's a trap.
Yep, pretty much. Oh, I will be. I hope this isn't going to cause heartburn.
All the
but I'm going to
heartburn.
be all the heartburn. I'm going to be adding to my order.
That's fine.
That's not gonna cause heartburn. That actually makes me excited to get more from you.
Well, I found an apothecary that
Ooh.
didn't cost a body
I don't know
part
what that
to
is.
buy.
A body part.
I'm serious.
What's an apothecary?
An apothecary is a
like a
Space
white
Marine
marine.
Primaris, and mine's not gonna be.
I like how I accidentally just typed in apocalypse instead of apothecary.
You know,
Way to go, me.
we're talking 40K, so that's actually pretty appropriate.
And of course, my Google's acting weird because I brought my laptop up.
But think of them as essentially a Space Marine medic. They can
Yep.
bring models back, or they can heal models. That's their whole purpose in life.
Oh, I see.
So,
Oh, they have Primaris apothecaries.
yes, and
Yep.
that's what I purchased. Yes. And I'm not kidding, Jesse. Like 2-3 weeks ago, you couldn't find an apothecary.
Yeah.
Love, money, kidneys. And if you did find one, it's a $35 model. Like
See, I
most
wish you
Guild
had
Expression
said
are.
something because our local store had one.
I,
We
I-
were there last weekend and they had one.
I guess I went with the no one has them, so I wasn't even gonna ask at that point. Because even our local GW is like, nope, we don't have one. We haven't had one in a while.
That's bad
But-
when GW stores don't have it.
Yeah, and the biggest issue was, you know, people were scalping them on. There were some on eBay. I shouldn't say you couldn't find them. You couldn't find them for a reasonable price. if I wanted to spend $75 to $100, yeah, I could have had one, but I'm not that stupid or that desperate because I don't play tournaments. I don't need one this weekend.
Right.
So, but I did find one. So I will be sending it along. It is going to be the standard black and silver instead of white, except for the helmet. I want the helmet white, just to signify he is an apothecary.
Okay, when it
So-
arrives,
Ow,
I'll probably
ow.
send you an email.
No, that's
Are you
fine.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably send you an email. So just so let me know again in that email. Because
I will.
then, because when I send that email, I'll add it to our system, and then I can add that note to that specific model.
Great. So, but
Ignore me. I'm not 100%.
no, that's fine. You said you were 6, so yeah, that's fine. I will give you less crap than I normally do, so I'll be nice.
Yay!
Yay, more for me.
I was just very confused. I looked at my Discord. I'm like, why is my name Gray in Discord? Because I'm using Discord from my desktop,
Mm,
so I'm not slowing down my laptop. Duh.
yeah. No, I'll actually give you a pass tonight, Jesse, since you're working on Wolves. So
You almost didn't.
Pass at what? What did I
won't
do?
give you I won't give you as much crap.
Oh.
I'll give you a pass.
You almost worked on a
Where's
Blood
the
Angel.
fun in that?
Okay, fine. Well, while we're all sitting here and we're in a group and I don't think there's anyone else around, what were you people thinking giving Dustin access? No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't invite him, or give him access.
I didn't
I thought
invite
you
him.
did.
Nope, that was all
I
me.
did.
Oh, I thought. So you did know who that was.
I didn't know his name.
Yeah, he goes by Pontifex of Punk.
All I did was give him a link in his email.
Because all I saw was Dizzy Chicken join the chat, and I'm like, what?
Dizzy chicken.
Yeah, Dizzy Chicken. Oh, I was there when that was created, I think. It was one of his Shadowrun characters. He was either a Decker or a Technomancer. Either way, it doesn't matter what game he plays in. His characters find themselves in the dumbest and most awkward situations that no human being should ever survive, and he does somehow. But his that Technomancer, we called him Dizzy for a long time because he was acting exactly like his Technomancer. He was being dizzy. So
And he's sending us another model, isn't he?
Typhus.
actually, I'm sending it. It will come along in my mail because as dumb as this sounds, again, no one had an apothecary around because I was nice and I called all my local stores first because I like to support my local stores. And they're like, nope, like we can probably get you one in a couple weeks. I'm like, yeah, I'll go find one. Thanks, anyways. So I did find one on eBay, and I'm like, okay, I want this model. And for a $35 model, it's going to be like $14 if you round up in shipping.
Jeebus.
And I'm like, okay, that seems a little odd, but okay. So I started actually, looking through the eBay, the eBay thing for their store, and it's like, well, if you spend more than $50, shipping is free. And I'm looking at it going, well, I may as well just buy something else then. And so I bought a Typhus for him. I told him it was
Aw.
That's
his.
awful nice of you.
I told him, I says, this is your congratulations, you're getting your gallbladder out next week present. So,
I totally forgot
Yay!
he was doing that.
yeah.
I wish him luck.
So, yeah, whenever these arrive, which will be next week sometime,
Well, fuck
I
you
don't
too, webpage.
okay. It
No,
doesn't
I'm
work.
trying to get
just got
our
real.
times for
Yeah.
Twitch, and I hit schedule, but there's no scroll bar, so I can't go down. And I'm on my laptop, so I can't scroll. Well, the arrows work. Never mind. I got it. I'm dumb. Ignore me.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
Sounds like a user error.
I didn't want to say it.
I figured I would. So, but anyways, so yeah, when the box comes in next week, I'm just gonna turn it around quickly and send it straight out to you guys.
Okay.
Now you'll have the model. I bought the model. He's gonna buy the paint job because I don't know what he wants done.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out.
Well, I think he wants more of the white armor because.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
It's
different and badass looking.
Well, most of the
I
time.
got him hooked.
Well, yeah. I mean, he had the well, I don't know. Maybe you had the idea, but I know he was talking to me about doing the white armor on Morty because white is the original pre-heresy armor for that legion.
Yeah, we had a few emails back and forth, discussing it. And I was sitting there telling him it's like I never understood why Death Guard were green. I mean, I do and I don't.
Yeah.
But like out of all of the other legions, I understand if their colors change. I get that. But Death Guard, I mean, when they went into the warp lore-wise, they basically got locked into their armor, got putrefied and stuff like that. It's not like they could take their armor off.
Right.
So it didn't make sense to me. It's like, okay, so you're telling me these people who have no care in the world what they look like are all of a sudden just going to go get a new paint job. I mean, unless Nurgle painted them, decided I'm just going to make them green. Other than that, they should have still been white. Even if it was white and then dinged green, the trim would have still been green instead of gold. So I was talking with Dustin about that, and I think that might have just stuck with him, which is totally cool with me because all the models he bought off me that I was painting, because that was what I was doing with my Death Guard, is I was painting them all white like that. So when he said he wanted Morty like that, I was like, yes, I know exactly how to do this.
I just packed all those up. Jesse just needs to take pictures of Morty.
Ooh, pics. But yeah, like I said, I know what he wants, but yeah, I don't know what level. I think I know what level, but so I'm just gonna send it to you, and you can stick it in a cabinet somewhere until.
I'll give him his lunch tray. Yeah. We have a shelving rack system with basically cafeteria lunch trays. So that way we can just grab, everybody's project all at once,
right,
and go.
That makes sense.
Unless I have them for a long time painted, then they're in smaller display cases to keep the dust off of them.
Right. Bless you. And again.
Call them the white suits.
Careful. they may tend to your house, and that would be it. And I want my stuff back at some point.
Oh, this is tough, Chuck. I don't know what I want to do with this. Like, I'm sitting here looking at it, and I'm like, usually nowadays, because I've had this repulsor sitting like this for a long time, like beginning of... I started painting in probably late 2019 is when I started this.
Okay.
Now when I do vehicles, I do all this crazy contrasting and stuff like that, and I'm like looking at it, it's like, I kind of want to do that, but then I'd have to break out my airbrush and do all these crazy things and repaint everything. I'm like, no, I'd rather just buy a new repulsor.
Yeah, fair enough. I can understand it. As I'm sitting here looking at my models on my desk that are probably need the dust blown off of them because I haven't painted them in like a month.
I mean, I do see if I can get it in here. How that lens turned out on the sensor.
Ooh, that's nice.
So I was proud of that one.
That's really nice, Jesse.
And then I got sidetracked with all the other stuff, and it's sad.
Yeah.
As my shelf of shame is growing, my bare plastic is growing in my display case.
Oh, speaking of shame, growing shame, I'll put it that way. I purchased another STL that I will have you probably print out before the vehicles.
Okay, that's fine.
It
The
is
Pern ain't
a
doing nothing anyways.
it is a Redemptor stand-in. So,
Ooh.
and since Redemptors right now are again starting to come back, just like the Apothecary, I didn't care, but this one, I was just Dustin and I were joking about
Oh God.
what got us into 40K, and I'm like, for me, it was all the chunky boys. You know, the Terminators,
That heavy armor.
and like the Terminators, the Dreads, now the Gravis armor guys.
Yeah, totally
like,
understand that one.
That is, it's the chunky boys that got me in, and this model fits that to a T. So, but yeah, I will send you those STLs, and you can get me a price figured out, because they're all, from what I can tell, I went through a bunch of them. I didn't go through every exact one, but I went through a bunch of them. They all look pre-supported, so
Awesome. That makes my job so much easier.
great. But it's funny, because that's what I was telling not Jesse, I was telling Dustin, I'm like, I really felt like I was on an old, like, 1970s commercial, oh, well, you can buy this and buy this and buy this, but some accessories may require extra money. It's like,
Yeah.
I can buy the bot, all the Redemptor
Oh,
pieces
babe,
are extra.
is it okay if I do my Sisters of Battle Monday noon to 4 during work time?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because that's the time you had listed, but that's on the clock. That's why I wanted to make sure.
That's well, you have Monday off.
Oh yeah. Dur.
So, yes, you can.
It's funny to me, being here for a while, listening to this conversation going, Kendall controls Jesse eating sandwiches, but Jesse's in charge. This is kind of funny in a twisted sort of way.
The jig is up. Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah. And then calling HR, that was truly funny. The other night, let's talk to HR. Yeah, it's the same guy.
It's like, I want to talk to your manager. Okay, let me get him on the phone. What do you want?
Yeah, I was telling Dustin, I think my manager's finally, after my hour-long snarkiness at the Teams meeting, I think my manager has finally figured me out.
Oh, shit. It's never good when your managers figure you out.
Well, no, it's actually kind of good, because I'm like, hey, this person keeps wanting me to intervene and get them access to a meeting, and I don't have access to it. Can I just ignore them? My boss goes back, yeah, that works. I now have an official email, which is as good as being in writing, saying, no, I don't have to talk to you anymore. Goodbye.
You're not my real dad.
That's right. You're not my real dad. You don't even play a good one on TV.
This is how I know I've been painting too long. So Kendall was sitting there talking to one of her friends over, I think it was Discord earlier.
Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to attempt painting his own Marines. So he's at the store, buying stuff that he needs. And, he's like, I got, what brushes should I get? I'm like, well, what are you looking to do? And he's like, I found this pack of brushes. And my question is, okay, what sizes are they? He's like, well, they don't have sizes. And I was just so disappointed.
Yeah.
I was just like, find yourself a 1, 0, and a 00, and you will be fine.
Yep.
But the sad thing is like, literally, do you want to buy brushes that don't even have size on them? That tells me right then and there that these are like $5, all of them are like $5. You're going to use them one day, and they're going to be trash.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take a look at Discord into the streaming times and tell me if that looks good, Chuck?
Jesse streams, Kendall streams. Let's see.
To panel line all of this. Do I really run a panel line? See, this is me looking back. I should have dry brushed all of this. The things you learn, I swear to God.
Well, you know, they say hindsight is 20/20, so.
That's why my
Sorry,
wolves are
Ken.
never done. I keep learning new things, and it's like, ooh, I want them to look the same, like they belong together.
Sorry, Kendall, I keep getting interrupted.
It's okay.
But it's okay because it's the boss. So, yeah, that looks fine.
Awesome.
So LOS.
I mean, it's clear, it's concise.
Lighting.
It tells me who's doing what and when.
Yay! My head's stuffy, so I figured I would ask you for any input, since I know you're able to look at it better as you can.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine. I did know, I thought of this, and I didn't know whether you wanted to put a channel in for it or not. But I did think of this, and I wasn't, even though I'm an admin, I'm not just going to add stuff without asking.
You can add it and then talk with us about it on stream. Like you're an admin. We
Yeah.
trust you enough to be an admin here, and be with us and help us with anything.
And I appreciate that, but still.
You're part of the clan, but I do appreciate you asking, though.
Well, I was just thinking under text channels, you have your art and models, which is for us, the viewers.
Yep.
And then you have your current projects, which is for you guys, the professional.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know whether you wanted to put another text channel in there for like hobby hacks or hobby
tips.
So people could post in there, hey, how did you do this? Or hey, how did XYZ, or how do you do XYZ, for instance.
Ta-da!
Yeah, just like that.
Works for me. Because I'm thinking about eventually at some point, when I get more time, if I ever get more time, is to do some type of like painting lesson setup.
Mhm. Well, I mean, you do that during your streams generally anyways. At
A
least
little
when you're
bit.
not talking.
But
When you're not
I'm
talking
thinking
to
more
me.
of like a more like a one-on-one approach, so that way, if person basically I could sit down with that person and if they have questions I could answer them, or help them with their
Right.
current project, so that way they can get to what they want.
Well, the only reason I thought about that channel is that way it doesn't clog up your current project's channel.
Which is
someone can
probably a
put
good
in
idea.
there. You can put it, as long as you put the pictures in and label them so someone can say, hey, how did you do this on that elf?
Right.
Yeah.
How did you do that shield on the elf? Because I really like how, the colors pop. That way you're not like clogging up your current projects and pictures with explanations.
That's a good thing to point out. Thank you.
I think, hey, my brain works in weird ways, and I will not deny it. I
Your
was just
brain
sitting.
works in the same way mine does.
It's because we're in IT. Because I'm sitting here looking at IT stuff today, and all of a sudden it's like, what he needs, and I'm like, I'm not going to put it in before I ask, because that again, that was presumptuous of me, in my opinion. So, I'll happily screw up my own Discord channel, but I'm not going to screw up yours. But
No,
But
if you ever
yeah.
see anything or want to put in a suggestion, you can just say, like, hey, what about this? What about that? What about blah, 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 blah.
Well, right.
Well, like I said,
because I'm
I-
building it for our clients, our friends, and stuff like that. So this is like kind of like our little community hub.
right. Well, again, I knew you guys were most likely going to be streaming today, and if not tomorrow, and I knew I'd be talking to you, so it's like, I can wait till then. I'm patient,
Yeah.
more or less.
I get a fun one tomorrow for the big bad. It's Goldar from Power Rangers.
Goldar. Okay, I gotta look that up. Was never a big Power Rangers fan.
I was a kid when it was out, so like I was at the perfect age range when that came out, so it was like perfect for me. Not to mention, I liked the
Okay.
I liked the Zoids better than the Power Rangers, because who doesn't like things that morph into something else? But I was also a huge Transformers fan too.
Well, yeah. Who doesn't like Mecha?
Exactly.
Come on. I didn't know his name was Goldar. I won't lie. As soon as the picture come up, I'm like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Because see, for me, I think I watched the first group of Power Rangers, the first series, as it were, I
Yeah.
guess. And then while I enjoyed it, it was just one of those things of after that, it was me working a lot of Saturdays, so I didn't get
Gotcha.
to watch cartoons and stuff.
Yeah, see, I was still a kid back then. Work was non-existent for me.
Okay, well, again, I'm old, so I will not deny that I'm old.
I wasn't trying to make you feel older out there. It was the perfect age range for me when it came out.
Oh no, that's fine. No, I feel my 105 every day I wake up. Some days I feel older, and some days my daughter comes in and makes me feel older.
Well, she's just putting you in your place.
That's the funny part. She actually is, and she hates it when I say I'm old. Like that sets her off like an ICBM, and I don't know why. She gets angry now. So I don't think she likes the thought of her dad growing older.
I get that. Means times are changing, and it's kind of rough for kids, especially if your daughter is smart, which seems like she is.
Yeah,
You actually
sometimes a little too
understand
smart.
that.
Yeah, she's smart. She's smart as a whip, not very wise.
Well, there's only one way to get wisdom.
Yeah, and it's not irritating her mother every night. I can tell you that much.
Well, I mean, that's the fun part, but
Well, no. See, my daughter's been through a lot of sports, and she's finally settled on archery and volleyball. Well, my wife and I played volleyball, but it's just generally either in gym or at a backyard picnic or whatever. It's nothing professional or semi-professional league
Yeah.
or anything. And in archery, I've never been in an archery league, but I went and took the class, and I'm her coach. Well, tonight, and she took swimming for the longest time, which my wife did do. And tonight she's like, my wife was talking about it. She goes, why didn't you ever listen to me? And she goes, why do you always listen to your father with archery and not me? And I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I looked up at her. I'm like,
just stay quiet.
I looked at her.
That's
I
a
said,
dangerous conversation.
do not answer that question. And my wife looked at me, and I looked at my daughter. I says, I'm just warning you. You can do what you want, as I always tell you, but you will live with the consequences. And I looked at my wife, and I says, nothing against you, but whatever she's going to say is going to irritate you. And you don't need that after the day you had today. And I'm going to go back to eating my supper.
I'm just gonna go back to being quiet where it's safe.
And so, yeah, my daughter started. My wife, of course, threw up DEFCON 1. My daughter threw up DEFCON 1. And the dog's sitting there looking at me like, can we eat in the living room tonight? So, then my daughter comes in afterwards. She goes, I don't know what I said. She goes, she wanted the truth. And I'm like, oh,
No,
I
she
really
didn't.
need to.
No, she
doesn't-
didn't.
No. She wanted to hear what she wanted to hear. She wanted you to tell her what she wanted to hear. She didn't want to hear the truth. She goes, well, that doesn't make sense because you always look at me and say, tell the truth. Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
child.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this is just one of those things you have to learn as you grow up. She goes, yeah. She goes, next time you look at me and say, don't do it. She goes, I go to open my mouth. She goes, you can come up and smack me in the head, Dad. Okay. Like, I'm not going to because you need to learn from it, but And this all came up because we have an archery tournament tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
I don't have a repulsor. I have a couple. Well, no, I'm looking at. I'm looking at how you're painting yours, and I'm going, okay. I have a couple of impulsors, and
I need to get
I
a
don't-
couple of those myself.
I'm not. Well, I don't really like the impulsors because I don't like the open back. I think it's silly.
I do too. I just
Sorry.
want something to carry my Primaris since they don't fit in drop pods.
Or Razorbacks or Land Raiders. Or
Well,
It's
yeah.
funny. You can put Terminators in a Land Raider, but no, you can't put your Primaris in there. They're almost the same stinking size by the time they get armored up.
Exactly.
Okay, whatever. You want to sell more models? I get it.
Yep.
So-
GW wants the money.
They want
Who
all.
are we to argue with GW?
But so I have a couple impulsors, and I actually bought a 3D kit that makes the impulsor. Actually, the kit closes up the back of the impulsor,
Okay. I mean, it makes more sense.
but it also has plate. It has a rectangular plate in it, much like the old Rhinos and Razorbacks did.
Yeah.
It's not fully open, but it's inset into the back. You can pick the top plate up that are doors. You can put a turret down, and you can turn your impulsor into a gladiator.
That's interesting.
So, yeah.
I mean, that'd be nice to have. You know, that way you can just change it out.
Yeah. Trying to find if I think somebody has. I know there's a couple of STLs out there just for the back, but there's not one. There's not an STL out there to like convert from an impulsor to a gladiator. Those you have to buy, unfortunately. But I bought the kit for $40, I think. 40, 45. But it comes with the back, a door, 3 top plates, a turret, all of the different turret versions or turret guns, all of the little side sponson thingies, like all the different weapons and separate side sponsons for them. So, I mean, it was worth. I looked at it and went, "This is worth the money." I had to wait like 2 months to get it, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
But I keep looking at yours that you're painting. That's yours is a Space Wolf. Mine are still in boxes. But I keep looking at it going, okay, so how am I going to paint mine for my Iron Age? Because I really like the black and red, like claw or fang.
Oh yeah.
Marks
Had to
you
give
put
it
across
that
the front
little
here.
bit of wolf flavor to it.
I mean, it makes it stand out. It really does.
The fact he did that freehand.
Right. But I like how both of you kind of snickered when I said I don't have a repulsor yet.
We normally know what comes next after that, Chuck.
Honestly, I like my impulsors. I'm probably gonna like my gladiators more, unless I need something to shove my troops downrange.
Now, refresh
But
my
I
mind.
am-
The Gladiators. Is that the new Predator?
Yeah, it's it's the hover predator,
Right.
for lack of a better term.
All right, so I got a new members channel created so that way our normal general chat isn't spammed every time someone joins. Got tags updated as well as colors changed because you just basically left everything red.
I did it at work. I didn't have a chance to yet.
Fixed it. Devin is now pink. And he can't change it.
It's alright. He's never in here anyways.
No.
But anyways, yeah, I am. I'm more of a Dreadnought guy. I won't lie. My first purchase, other than regular Space Wolfy people, was the old Bjorn back in 1998.
Yep. I remember that.
I love-
Bjorn.
I love my Dreads. Yeah, it's the one you threw through a wall.
Yep. Sad thing was, I was so happy to get him. I was so happy to get it.
And
I mean,
then he
I
was
loved
lost
it.
forever.
I loved that model. I was so excited to get it. Everything, you know, I sat there and waited. This is back. I got it from Amazon because we didn't have game stores around here. We didn't get a game store around here until a couple of years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I never growing like I was into 40K when I was 14, but there was nowhere to play. Like everybody I knew, they're like, "What's 40K? What's 40K?" So I didn't like really get to do much with it. Why I stopped for 7-8 years. Because I mean, what's the point of doing all this? You can't even play the game. But yeah, like I bought it from Amazon back when it took like 2.5 weeks for something to ship to you.
Yeah, they didn't have Prime back then.
No, God no. And I just remember I was like sitting here, and you couldn't really check the tracking back then either. And I remember being a kid, looking out the window like every time around 5-6 p.m., like looking for the UPS truck. And like I spent like 2 days straight just painting it, putting it together. I think that's why I was so angry when it kept falling apart, because I put so much time into it, and I was a hot-headed
Oh,
kid.
I hate it, and I want it at the exact same time. 3D print sculpt. What's his face? Horus over Sanguinus. Like at that exact moment, it's a really good sculpt.
Yeah.
Why would I want it? I don't know, but I want it.
Well, I remember the original art for that. It was awesome. I think it was black and white too originally.
How about Abaddon the Armless?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Okay, some of the things this guy is naming things. So he has another sculpt, and it's of Guilliman, and it just says Optimus Princeps.
That's nice. Hey, Maddie,
Angel
how you
of
doing
Holy
tonight,
Blood
man?
for Sanguinus. He got smart because he can't physically say what it is.
Oh yeah, GW is a hawk like that.
Yep.
I mean, when I was making those Space Marine full-size Space Marine knives, it didn't take them very long to make me take them down, because I had the Aquila on them.
Yep.
But yeah, they were pretty cool. We made full, 1-to-1 Space Marine knives.
So basically short swords.
Basically, yeah.
I don't know if I even have pictures anymore to show him.
I'm sure I could dig some up.
I'm looking. Because I've taken a couple pictures of him.
Back
Just don't
in our
remember where.
original days, back in 3D, Lithium 3D design, when we started this project. Didn't think it would end up doing paint commissions like this, but I'm cool with that. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it.
Indeed.
That, and I got really sick of painting mini newts.
What are you talking? I did them.
You did them after I did like 200 of them.
I did like 30 of them.
Yeah? You remember the whole year before that?
Yes.
You said you wanted to learn. Don't be mad at me. Just think of it this way. Look at all the things you learned. You learned how to use an airbrush and...
Oh look, the night I was really frustrated because I could not get my windshield wiper blade on. The things I've forgotten.
Didn't I have to drive to the store to do that for you?
Yes, because I got so frustrated. You met me in the parking lot to put it
It's
on.
she just called me, unfortunately. She was like down in tears. Like, I can't figure this out. I've been trying it for like half an hour. And I just walk up to it. It was like, clip, clip, on. Let's go home.
Well, I couldn't like leave the parking lot without it because it was like downpour. And it was my driver's side, so it was like kind of SOL.
Yeah, my wife has me do all that stuff, whether I want to or not.
I have learned my lesson. Yeah, I don't have any pictures of the knives.
If you ever come across one, I'm gonna be here as far as I know.
And the great thing is I don't sell them anymore, but I still have the files since I made the file. So I just have to break out one of my bigger printers to make another one. Because of course I made the blade, you know, and the tang of the blade, like one big piece.
Right.
Did we do those in the old house, or was that only here in the new house?
Both? And I think I sold the one that I tried to keep for myself. Because I didn't feel like making another one.
They found pictures of it unpainted, just not painted.
And I still want to find a good file of an actual Space Marine helmet and a Astartes helmet, not a Primaris helmet. I like the Primaris helmet, but not as much as the Astartes helmet because it's iconic. Like I was kind of sad when they got rid of the big grill on the Space Marine helmet.
I don't know. I mean, I will put it this way. I love the old helmets because they are iconic, but I do like the Primaris ones, the angled grill in the front. I don't know. I think they look meaner.
I like the angled ones too. To me, they make more sense. Because
There
the
you
other
go.
ones
It's
are
unpainted,
technically,
but
they'd be bullet catchers.
Right. Exactly. But saying that, like the what are they called? I got the box over there. The Inceptors. Their helmet's a giant bowl with a slit in it.
Yep.
I looked at, because I'm looking at like the other ones. I can't remember which ones those are. The ones with the auto cannons. I'm like, they're regular Marines in Gravis armor with a jump pack and a regular helmet. And then I looked at those and went, really? Like, seriously? I mean, for AdMech, I look at that and go, okay. They basically took the top off of a Castellan that wasn't working, cut a slit into it, and stuck it on top of the armor. And went, here you go, Bubba.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Keep your head
It
down.
works well for the last guy, but you know.
Pretty
I
much.
looked down and went, are you kidding me? It's like, wow. Okay. That was apparently an off day for Call.
Dustin for the Emperor. You just saw the picture I posted. It's in general
Yeah.
of the knife.
Yeah.
I used to be covered. We used a silver wax. I was covered in it for like days at a time.
Good old rub and buff.
Yeah.
It worked great though.
Yeah, basically what we did is I sanded down the blade to as smooth as possible, and then it would get like 3 coats of filler primer. So it'd be filler primered, sanded, filler primer sanded until super, super smooth. And we would use rub and buff wax in a silver.
And no doubt, it looked like actual steel.
I mean, it's really cool design.
You should see the Space Wolf sword that I have a design for. Never got to make it though.
I want a Wolfie Thunder here. That's what I want.
I could do it. I could do it.
I mean, do I need one? No. Would I have any practical use, including cosplaying? Do you have one? No.
I
Would it
literally,
be cool? Yes.
I literally want to print my full suits of Space Marine armor and just put it in a stand in the corner of a room Throw some LED in the light, you know, the eyes.
You know how cool that would look in the one empty corner that we have in the living room?
That'll be a display cabinet. I have a place for that. But how about here down in the studio? I mean, that'd be cool to do, like, you know, when we actually get more into the actual video portions of this, to have like a suits of armor just standing there.
You could do that for your intro to Twitch. Just the armor standing there, and all of a sudden the eyes just start to glow.
Yep.
And then it cuts to you.
Well, we would probably have to make 3 suits. Well, 2 suits and a set of sisters' armor.
Well, I mean, I only have to make 1 suit. It's nice knowing you, Chuck. Don't look for the body.
Oh, she's not gonna kill you.
Now she's just gonna take my sandwiches.
Again, really?
That's the
amused
man
at
who
that
fed
comment?
me today.
I did.
Well, you're not feeling well, so, you know, it is only right and proper to support. I mean, my family wasn't sick today, and I fed them. I went out and fed them breakfast and lunch. And then the munchkin came in and said, "What's for supper?" I'm like, "I did 2 out of 3. You're on your own for the last one. Go find something in the fridge."
Alright, when I get an executioner, I'm doing this completely different.
When I get an exit. God damn.
Yeah, it's not if, it's when. I mean, tanks right now, every time I talk to Dustin, and I will agree, I've went out. Tanks right now, especially the Executioner and even just General Repulsor, are just stupid, insane for points cost. Now, I say that, and then I look at them and go, okay, they have almost as many wounds. They don't have quite as many wounds as my knights, but they have more weapons.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they're bristly with weapons.
They're costed about right.
Yeah.
They move faster. They have more guns.
You need something to walk in and just spray everywhere. Get yourself a repulsor.
Yep.
Did they ever fix the fly rule? 'Cause I know a lot of people would park repulsors like on top of buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. Actually, hold on. I can tell you.
Like, I just remember when they first came out, like, seeing somebody had this building, and there was, like, literally 4 repulsors up there like crows.
Yeah. Well, Painter's Raven Guard.
Yep, I think they were, actually.
Let's see. Bring up my Iron Hands
Again.
first. Yeah, I don't think they can fly anymore. I think they got that word taken out.
This is the process right here, is why it costs so much to do repulsors.
All the handwork.
All the panel lining.
Let's see. Repulsor? Repulsor Execution, either one.
But
I mean,
a lot
300.
of flat edges for freehanding.
Holy crap, yeah.
You lost them. See that middle box up top? Yep. Oh, well. Then it might have got mixed in. Maybe that's why it looks different. Maybe we finally refilled the corn.
What's going on?
Oh, this corn red isn't looking right. We're wondering what happened. Maybe the pot was a little bit differently mixed or something.
I haven't filled the corn red yet. So
Oh.
whatever's in there has been what it's been.
Then it's a mystery.
Yes. They've taken the fly word out of it. So it can no longer fly.
Good.
Yeah, I had to reread all the rules in Battlescribe. So.
I'm sure there's too many people that were cheating with that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, you read the description, this thing isn't supposed to fly. It can barely hover. It strains itself
But it
to
had
hover.
the fly word on it, so it means it could fly.
I think
yeah,
that's before they
and-
had the word hover, though.
Well, now it is just. Let me bring it back up. Just closed it down. Now it is. Let's see. Adeptus Astartes, Imperium, Repulsor. Repulsor is the keyword essentially. Vehicle, transport, machine spirit, repulsor field, heavy support, smoke. So it's either the repulsor or the repulsor field that lets it go, because under abilities it says hover tank. It doesn't say flying.
So no more hiding on buildings,
Nope.
which I still like wouldn't make sense to me anyways. If you have read the description on them, like they're hovering, but they crush the ground, below them with the field. So even if you got one hovered over you, it would crush you.
Right.
So what's it gonna do to a building?
Right. Yeah. Especially if you had a big enough building, you could put 4 on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's like that. It's like that super. It's like that super heavy tank, grab tank that they have. I look at that and go,
Could be. All right.
Is he using the dropper or is he using the actual paint pot?
He's using the dropper.
Okay.
Lost my train of thought. OSL lights. I think that's what I want to do instead of just painting yellow balls. The question is, do I want white light or do I want yellow light?
I don't know. Are you using some bulbs or are you using LEDs?
Pretty much.
I mean, it's the Imperium. I'm going with incandescent, but you know.
Well, the other thing I'm trying to think of is, how well is white going to play on this gray?
True. I mean, it's a fairly light gray, anyways. Well, but
In my opinion, it's blue.
well, yeah, it's actually a bluish gray. But I'm looking at, if you put white on it, people are gonna look at you and say, "Oh, it's snow."
Okay.
So
I'm either going to horribly mess this up, because I've never done this OSL effect, but you can't learn by not doing.
there you go.
I want to try some good old Dorn yellow.
That's actually not bad. It's a pretty mild one. You don't hand me that, you don't.
Where's the...
You should see the yellow I have for my sisters. It's neon.
Yeah.
I
Oh
really
my
can't. I really can't wait to see you painting your sisters. I can't. It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait either. Monday.
But I'm surprised you're not painting your blood angels. I mean, granted, they're both Imperium, so kind of, potato there.
Yeah, I figured I would start off with the sisters just because then it gives us a range of other things to play with besides just Space Marines.
Well, I do have
That's-
Necrons and Orcs and...
I was gonna say that's why Dustin has branched out into Death Guard and to Necrons. Other than the fact that he just has a crap ton of them. Well, I mean, not only does he have what was in the Indominus box, but one of our friends, Keith, had a bunch of older Necrons, because I used to game against Keith with my wolves, and he was going to sell them, and Dustin picked them up. So he has decided to branch out because he and I are getting tired of training missions. So
That's understandable.
So, And our one friend Eric plays Tau. But he doesn't get a chance to come over as often. And our other friend, Goat, actually Dustin's friend, Goat, he plays those.
Alright.
Don't like bugs. Bugs bad.
Oh. Those ones bad. Give myself the center of mass here.
If you're at Devin's next at the airbrush station, could you show Chuck the ink I'm gonna be using? Just how friggin' bright it is. So just so he has some idea of the pain I am inflicting on myself.
Yeah, give me a minute here.
Yeah, no problem. I understand you're also painting your own shit.
Oh, crap. Lost my needle. Can you hand me that toothbrush? No, like lava paint on your needle.
Like,
Funny,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm like just semi-dreading Monday just because of this yellow.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
how
was
many times am I gonna have to repaint this?
Yeah. And me, I was just gonna say, I'm standing here watching him do this, holding my breath, because that's what I do when I'm painting, and I'm thinking, there is no way if I got that far along in the tank I'd be doing this. Just,
We all know I'm crazy.
Well, I'm okay with an airbrush, but I'm not to your level, obviously. And I've only had it for I think maybe 6 months too. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, no. Maybe someday, if I get adventurous, I'll do something like that with my Scorpius Doom Riders. But right now, sorry.
Well, I totally understand that. I mean,
I
if it makes you feel
100%
any better,
understand that.
I'm holding my breath right now. Because I'm just like, I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna fuck this up.
Yep, that was me. When I did those heavy gear blitz, my glove got stuck to the ink and pulled off some of the ink on the one I was working on. So I had to go back and redo the white and the pink. Because it was black underneath. I couldn't just do pink. So I got white and pink all over the place. I was like, I have to re-clean it up. That took me forever.
Now here's the question. How far do I want to go down with it? 'Cause, I mean, that technically is a recess there, so there would be a shadow.
Right. I guess I wouldn't take it much past where you're at. That's my opinion. Obviously,
No,
German.
I'm agreeing with your opinion here.
Because one, there's a recess there, and two, from there, the angle should get well enough that the light should spill out instead of down.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, definitely. He's a big boy.
I told you.
He's a big boy.
And
What kind of marine is in there?
It's not a Marine, it's a Dreadnought. So there's a former living, well,
Yeah.
there's a quadriplegic in there, I'll put it that way. That's what they do. That's what they did to Bjorn.
Yeah, he was near death, and they put him in a contraption to keep him alive, but he can continue fighting.
Right, but the contraption, they call it a sarcophagus. The sarcophagus is only so big. So whatever meat that you don't need, guess what? Come on.
Oh,
But yeah.
goodness. Mika, get down! Leave him alone.
But yeah, so like bits come for the left arm, so you can have the little Gatling gun, or you can have the flamethrower. Shoulder mounts are either
See
the
if I get
bolters
actually-
or grenade launchers. That looks really good. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just love like on my camera here. It's like straight white. Trying to get it so it actually shows the yellow in it.
I'm actually seeing yellow on my screen.
Yeah, okay, that
Seeing
just
yellow,
might be
too.
mine.
I mean,
This is an older screen.
I mean, I'm also using an old TV that my uncle is going to get rid of for a monitor. So. But yeah, I can see. I mean, it's not as bright a yellow as in the cup, because like right now I can see it inside the cup when you're spraying.
Yeah.
But it's coming out. It's coming out like a pale yellow.
Which is kind of what I wanted anyways.
Because you're a space wolf, you're going to have real yellow on there somewhere. But yeah, I forgot where I originally saw that at. But the gentleman in England somewhere created the STL for it. And yeah, I looked at that and went, yeah, I'm going to get one of those. That's just too cool.
It's got the meme holding out the money. Take my money.
Oh, he already did. Deal's done. I mean, yeah, he's printing them too, but there's no way I was going to have him print it and send it from the UK to my house. Shipping has went slightly insane from England again with the whole Brexit thing. I've noticed that in the last month or so. So
Let's see. Now we got this lens in here. That's probably a target finder.
I would assume so, yes.
Because of the how, because I mean, it explains you got like, you know, here's the device here under the black hub. You know, that's why it's housed right there
Yeah.
next to the gun.
Yes.
Go way down.
All right. So I'm not
I mean,
gonna
it's
add because I was gonna do that or like one of these lights, but that wouldn't really make sense. It looked cool.
Yeah. Normally
Really
their
weird.
lights, normally all like their headlights, I'll put it that way, all have the grating on it. Everything else is like a target sensor
Yep.
or a camera so that the person inside can drive and see where they're going. And not just randomly run into things.
Let's see. Got any here hiding in the back? Nope. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I just saw something on the back and it bothers me.
Yeah. Hand me the paint pot. What, on my repulsor?
Yeah, you have a
Hold up.
little red dot.
Yeah, I haven't got back there yet.
What paint pot?
It's a blessing of the machine god. Oh,
That's
good
right.
lord.
Is Dustin watching and just not saying
You guys want
anything?
the cleaner or the
He's on Discord. When I checked his account, he's actually on his phone. So normally he
Yeah, he's
doesn't
on.
chat.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he doesn't chat on his phone. So he's probably under the potato squad right now, so he can only get to his phone. But
I think that helped out a lot actually with the lights.
it does. I'm jealous, but it does.
Why are you jealous?
Because I can't do crap like that.
I can't do it either.
I mean, that's why I generally send my infantry and stuff away, and it's really odd that it's only during the Rona times that I've started painting my infantry. I love painting vehicles because it reminds me when I was a little kid with paint, building
Cars and
fighter
stuff?
airplanes and
Yeah.
tanks, and yeah. I never did cars. That was my brother. My brother's a gearhead. I didn't do that. I was always the tanks and planes, occasionally a submarine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was an airplane kid.
I remember when I was younger, I had tonsillitis real bad, but they didn't know what it was affecting me, so I was sick all the time. Well, once I finally got my tonsils out, I wasn't allowed back to school for like 2 weeks because it was a pretty bad surgery. So I was stuck at home for 2 weeks. I remember my dad buying me a B-17 Flying Air Fortress and putting it together in that 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that model. But so yeah, I've always liked to build the vehicles, even the dreadnoughts. I like to build that stuff. Troops, I can give 'em or take 'em. Oh, thank you, Kendall. I wasn't paying
Where's the
attention
mask?
to
You're welcome.
Discord. I'm still staring at this repulsor. So.
It's all good.
Kendall, where's
I
the
took
mask
care of
tape
it.
at? I need to paint diamonds. Kendall,
What?
where's the masking tape at?
Good question.
Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna go
shit.
look for it.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Stay at your desk. I'm coming.
Oh, okay. Twist my arm.
Twist your arm, yeah. You just gotta give me a moment to get up.
So what I'm gonna do here, Chuck, is I got this big panel here, right? So I'm gonna put a yellow diamond here so I can put a wolf head on there.
Oh yeah.
Because
Okay.
I also have bits from my storm wolf that I'm working on that's not going on there.
Okay.
And it's got chains that hang down with, wolf tails or whatever. So I'm gonna put
Mhm.
that on there and then I'll drape that over across it.
Okay. That's gonna look cool.
That is a neon yellow. I don't even know. My camera can't even handle how yellow that is. That is like way more yellow on.
Those are for my sisters.
sisters.
Good luck
Oh,
with
is that
that.
the same yellow?
It's a
It's a
neon
neon
yellow.
yellow.
All right.
That's gonna be fun to do. I actually may prep those the night before.
Yeah, take it.
You say take it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking I may prep those the night before so that they have 24 hours for the inks to dry before I touch them again.
All right. Stay.
Wolf.
Bottoms.
It's pretty appropriate you tell it to stay on a space wolf vehicle.
I know, right?
So what are you doing, babe?
You'll see.
He said stay, but yeah.
Oh no, I meant the triangle thing.
So it's actually going to be a diamond.
Okay.
If you look up space wolf vehicles, even troops, but mainly vehicles, they generally have a giant diamond in gold, well, yellow. Sometimes red, but normally yellow. That they use it for a background field or something.
Oh.
No, Heartless, put tape on while you got a glove on. Come on, just
say what?
parallel.
What?
Parallel.
What? No. What? No protractors?
I thought about it. Don't get me started, Chuck.
Just asking. Well, no. Being snarky, but I was still just asking.
I expect nothing less.
Besides, my daughter has been doing all the different triangles and parallelograms this week in school, so I've had to help her with those.
Oh, good lord.
I have been doing a lot of protractor work.
Alright, so there's my diamond. Alright, cool.
Okay.
Grab my handy dandy airbrush. Some Everland. Hardest part is going to get them to match up on both sides. Never mind, I just figured out how I'm going to do that too.
I don't know how I'm gonna do. Never mind.
Just pull it off and stick it to the other side as one group.
There you go. See, he was thinking.
Was he really?
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. So yeah, he was. He had a plan the whole time. He just didn't realize it. How's that?
That works.
What color did you paint those repulsor grids? Because those ones look gray, like flat gray, when you hold it up to the light.
Vallejo aluminum.
Okay.
Usually I would have used like a lead belcher or something, but I can get Vallejo aluminum. It's like a big old pot of it for like half the price of a pot of a lead belcher, and it's already for airbrush. They have some other colors I prefer. They've been out of it lately.
Oh. What I've been using on my troops is dark aluminum blue, because it's an airbrush color. But I've been using it for I use it for airbrushing when I need to, but I've also been using it as a regular paint too, for my iron hands. Okay, you will have to excuse me for a minute, but I will be right back because I want to see how the other side turns.
Alright, tell you what, Devin. Since we're sharing this pot, we'll get to the other ones in the morning.
I'll say, I didn't have to.
We do have to. Thinking maybe some rune work on the door.
That would probably look good
Like
against the red.
the bad thing is you know how I am. Like I want to go and like panel line all of this and everything like that, but I'm not gonna.
No, but you're crazy enough to.
I know I'm crazy enough. This had be the misfortune of this is the first repulsor that I put together ever. And I've improved so much since I started this one. It makes me kind of want to redo it all, but I gotta break that mind concept because I'll never have an army if I keep doing that.
Yeah.
Come on. Alright. For a little Uriel yellow. Too bad I didn't have two of these made up. So unfortunately, I'm gonna waste a little bit of paint doing this. So I'm gonna switch back between them again. Oh well.
It
What?
sounds like it's farting.
Okay, made it back.
Welcome back.
I had to stop and give the dog scritches.
You definitely gotta do that.
Why the dog likes me more than anybody else.
That's why the dogs like me more. Speaking of dogs, hi dogs.
Wonder why they're downstairs.
Is Dad's downstairs?
Because Mom went downstairs and they decided not to come up.
Alright, so I'll give that a second to dry before I peel it off, because I don't want to screw up yellow. I hate hand painting yellow. That is
Yeah,
like
that's a great.
my worst
that?
thing that I hate painting, even though I love Space Wolves, is painting their left pauldron. Because not only are you painting yellow, you're painting yellow on a curved surface.
That's why I don't.
Yeah.
I paint. I cheat. I paint one pauldron black and one pauldron red. Generally,
It's a good way to do it.
but again, I'm lazy, so.
There's like this is for Ragnar's company, so which is like the
Well,
standard. At least I have decals to play with for Ragnar's company.
Just in case you're interested, I purchased a bunch of shoulder, some pauldron, sigils, company press sigils.
Yeah.
I had them 3D printed from Pop Goes the Monkey. They had iron hands. I don't know whether I have a picture of them or not. But
Ooh, that was
basically, you
bad.
paint them. It's nice. You paint them, you snip them, and then you just glue them on. That way you don't. Because there's no way I am freehanding that stuff. You can get away with it.
You say that. I could. It would take me forever to do each one.
I mean, I even look at things like the ones that you guys have that have the raised emblems and everything on it. And I look at that sometimes and go, really, can I just paint it all one color? Does it really need to be painted two different colors? People really need to see this. But I eventually do it because I'm a schmuck.
Don't do that.
I did take a picture.
I'm gonna have to let that sit there. The paint's wanting to come up with the tape.
Yeah, don't rush that.
You know what? I'm
I
gonna
know.
cheat. I'm gonna cheat. Good old air. That's also another nice thing about having an airbrush. Alright. No, looks like I'm not going to get away with it.
leave it until it's done.
I
Leave it
can't.
Until it's dry.
OCD.
This is Jesse we're talking about.
That's why I'm here, trying to reinforce what he needs to do. Because, yeah.
Okay, guys. Knock it off. Loki.
Oh Jesus,
Go
What?
buy some
that's
else.
helpful.
What's that?
What you just
What I posted?
posted.
Up? Yeah.
I need those in Blood Angels.
They make them in Blood Angels.
Ooh, I
they
just
make them
noticed
in.
that.
What, babe?
Got yellow on my gray. Did all that work to mask it off.
I see that. Took me a second there. I was like, wait a minute, where? But I found this.
That's alright, it's
Um,
easy fix.
But anyways, yeah, like I said, I was not going to do how many ever pauldrons with that. So one side is Iron Hands, the other side is their clan. So they're pretty. While I disdain that they only have one named character and it's not a centerpiece character like, you know, Robbie G or Morty or the Silent King, I can find a lot of stuff like this one, and they're fairly easy to paint. At least with my color scheme.
Like, I don't even know people made that. Like, me and Jesse will have to look into that for, like, our
Yeah.
boxes.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people out there that do. I can find a bunch of that stuff, like even on Thingiverse for free files.
Yeah.
Find me Blood Angels for my Indominus box.
Why? We have decals out the rear for Blood Angels.
I don't want decals.
Well, then you
That would
find
be
them.
difficult.
I thought you were painting your sisters first, anyways.
Anyways,
I'm just showing you how I cheat. Doesn't mean you have to. I mean, Dustin's been very happy, I think, doing decals and stuff. I just, since I am running late to the party with my Iron Hands getting them spun up, I looked at that and went, that's a real quick way to cheat. Unfortunately, I can't spend much time on Thingiverse because I get frustrated. Because it's like, you know, Warhammer 40k Iron Hands or 40k Iron Hands, and I get everything but I get like 50,000 pages loaded.
Yep.
And after about 5 pages, I'm like, nope, I'm done. I quit. I mean, granted, I found some cool stuff, and I downloaded some STL files, but never seem to find one. It's looking good, Jesse.
I just know he's internally screaming because of the decal.
Oh yeah, you can't take the tape off yet. Nice.
I want to see what it looks like.
Internal screaming begins.
Isn't it bad? I kind of want to take that same effect I just did with the lights, with like red for like these sensors. Just have a little one come out from each one, like they're gloating.
Oh goodness.
That's wow. Can you get a thin enough line doing that?
Challenge
You'd be
accepted.
surprised.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm sorry I didn't hear what you said, JC.
I said challenge accepted.
Wasn't a challenge, it was a question. Oh, what have I done?
Come here, Mephiston. Alright.
Hey, Kendall.
Yes.
I doed it.
What?
I says, don't look now, but I doed it.
Do what?
Don't tell Jesse, but I moved his OCD to something else.
Oh my god.
See,
You did that thing.
it's not that he has OCD. It is correctly purposing the OCD.
Touche.
I have to do this with a couple of people at work too for the same reasons. Like, I know yelling doesn't work, so what I need to do, or what I've learned to do, is repurpose it.
Alright.
Alright, I get to sit here and hold my breath the whole time he's doing this again.
You do.
The only bad part to repurposing is
You now get to deal with the consequences.
and now I get to scream inside the whole time going, oh my god.
At least I have something else to focus on besides watching Jesse just gently do this. I don't know how you're doing it.
I don't know. See, it's not my model. It's not my tank. And I can be somewhat callous and say I don't have anything in this, but it is just something about looking at something painted that well and going, oh my god. I couldn't do it because I would just, I'd screw it up. And, I mean, he's going to make it look fantastic like he did the headlights. The whole time I'm sitting here going, oh my god. Yeah, like that.
Just that little glow makes it look like it's coming out glowing.
Oh, I'm not done with it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That was
he's
just
going
base
to fix
color.
the lens. The lens is going to be completely repainted as well, just like he did on his turret. I'm assuming, anyway. But
yes and no.
well, maybe not exactly, but I'm assuming you're going to touch it up. I'm assuming your OCD will kick in at some point. How's that?
It's already kicked in.
But yeah, I mean, just that little bit. I mean, this is what takes, it's what takes models from, oh, they're good, they're tabletop, to things he's doing going, holy crap, they're better than tabletop.
Yeah.
Whereas mine, I'm lucky that, people look at me and yell at me because mine don't have, dirt effects or anything like that. I'm like, well, they were just delivered. So, they don't
Alright.
have dirt and gravel.
So that's the dark red. Now I gotta bring it up to actually make it look like light. So I gotta get
yeah,
smaller. Evil Sons, yes. The amount of thinning I am using for this.
Boss needs to effing die already.
What's that?
I'm playing Gravely Default 2,
Ah, okay.
and I'm against a boss that just doesn't want to die.
I had a couple of those today when I was playing Mechanicus. Rather annoying.
Nope, can't do it like that. Too shaky. bit brighter?
That was kind of funny.
What?
While you were airbrushing the other lens, the one on the left,
Yeah.
the stream started circling, but I could hear the airbrush. I just couldn't see you doing anything. It's like, this is kind of funny.
Alright, I'm gonna add a little bit of white to this red. Ooh, look at that pink.
But see, it's things like this, watching you do stuff like this, and being able to talk to you while you're doing it. It's like, yep, this is why I send my stuff to you.
Alright, let's see if I can get this now.
This way, my troops can look great, and my tanks will look stupid. But my troops will look so great, no one will notice my tanks.
Add just a hair. And then the rest I'll do by hand. So like when you see it like that, a little bit of a glow effect there with the red. Is it popping through on the camera? Okay.
You need to lift up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here.
Yep. It is.
Oh crap. You know, I should have probably done that with all the rest of these little fucking lights. Too late. Maybe another time. See, this is my favorite part of painting. It's just be like, huh, I wonder what this would look like. Well, I'll just throw paint at it and see what happens. I mean, as long as I'm controlling my airbrush, I'm not throwing like globs of paint. If I don't like it, then I can just re-airbrush right over top of it and it's gone.
Right.
Maybe once I finish this, I'll finally break out my Ragnar. But I kind of wanted my Ragnar to be like my first level 5 that I'm going to do. Which means
Now,
you ain't going to see me for like a week.
It's the new Ragnar?
Yes, it's the new Ragnar.
Okay. I kind of assumed so, but I thought I'd ask anyway.
Nope. I still got, you know, two-dimensional boy upstairs in the on the display cabinet. He's actually yeah, he's actually my second Ragnar, because I did have Ragnar when I was little, back when he actually had 2 flag pulls out of his backpack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But who knows?
I
what happened
never.
to him. He probably disappeared with board. Wow.
I never
Sorry,
had a
people up
Ragnar. Now that I'm thinking about it.
But yeah, no, I can't go with that one. He's like reading his, like I told you before, reading the Ragnar books is what got me like hooked into 40K. So like that's like my favorite character of all time.
And I read I remember reading way back when the Ragnar books as well. And I thought they were decent books, but I don't know why. I always wanted to either. For us, when we played, we tended to stay away from named characters back when I first started in the 1998 time frame, because we created our own campaigns and we always had our own
your own chapters,
champion.
Your own stuff like that.
Yeah.
Basically your avatar.
Right. I mean, we picked, Rune Priest, whatever, and he was in charge. Okay.
Yeah, like basically what I was doing with my Night Prowlers, with the Captain and Grav armor that we're going to be doing here for you. Like that was he was the captain, or if you want to call him a Wolf Lord, because it was basically a successor chapter to the Space Wolves. Now that they basically allowed that with Primaris.
Right.
So it was basically like I was making up, you know, the stuff. So like, was it like a wolf priest I called Bone Collectors? You know, I was gonna mix it between like wolf pelts and then the chaplain armor.
Right.
So that way, you know, it all looked, you know, tribal but has all the bones, and you know, because they also double as apothecaries or whatever.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, so you know, he's gonna. It makes sense to me. He's collecting the bones of, you know, like basically a shaman going around. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But didn't know what I was gonna call the lords. I probably would have just stick with like Jarl or something like that. I didn't get that far into it. And then they finally started making some pieces to Space Wolves, and then I kind of lost interest. No, what was it? No, it was they released Ragnar, and I was like, oh nope, I'm good now. I'll probably make them eventually.
Yeah, I really liked when I was actually getting out of it that they brought it was when they brought the 13th back.
Oh, with the Wolfen and everything?
Yeah, it was the original Wolfen and Space Wolf armor. You know, you could pick up a pack of Grey Hunters, and you know, half of the Grey Hunters had like Chaos backpacks on because they just scavenged what they could.
The thing about that pisses me off, the 13th went in with Russ. Where's Russ?
Yeah.
Like, if you've read through the Ragnar books, you know, even Ragnar found the 13th when he was in the warp, when he had to give a spear back.
Right.
After throwing it in Magnus's eye. Where's Russ? I mean, it's bad enough Russ went off on his own with, you know, a company of Marines and stuff like that. You find the company Marines. Obviously, there's got to be a Russ somewhere nearby, or somebody's got to know what happened to him.
Wait a minute. No, the 13th, and their Wolf Lord, and I forget his name right now. It'll come to me eventually. They followed the Thousand Sons into the warp from Prospero.
Oh, you're right. I'm getting my lore mixed up.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right here. And they followed them. They followed the Thousand Sons in on their heels, fighting the entire time. It was after all of this, and after
wasn't that
the events,
after burning of Prospero?
Yeah, because it was after all of that, and after the Emperor ascended to the Golden Throne, that Russ took essentially his Wolf Guard and went into the warp, went into the Eye of Terror.
I have a yellow diamond. Yay!
Is the paint still peeling up with it or no?
It was a hair.
Yeah, just
I
a little
see
bit,
it.
but not like it was.
I did get a little
Yay.
overspray. I got a little overzealous.
Yeah.
here.
You're excited to make your diamond. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, like when the 13th came back, I was kind of excited, and I wanted to start making a company.
Wolfen are so expensive.
They were. And the Wolfen at that point were so expensive too, even though they were like five Wolfen per box.
Yeah, and they were like $80.
Yeah. So it's like, nah.
Buy a squad of Space Marine, 10 of them for 30 at the time.
Yep. So it's like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this. And I think the biggest kick for me is, while I liked them, I couldn't run dreadnoughts in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were pretty much no armor. Like when the 13th went in, it wasn't like, oh, it's the 13th patrol, plus we're gonna have another patrol from, you know, Grimnar's company. It's the 13th. They run just wolves and Grey Hunters essentially. I think they had blood claws. and they may have had the blood claws with backpacks. I don't like calling them swift claws. I think that's kind of dumb language.
Nope, I agree.
I mean, sorry. But yeah, like that was their
Welcome to the
fast attack.
stream.
Hey, Snake, how you doing? All right, how far did I put that up? About right there. Something like that. You having a good night there, Snake? Or day, wherever you be?
Your diamond actually should be up just a bit more.
Why, thank you, voice.
You're welcome. You're welcome, my child. No, your tape was touching that little part that was sticking out.
So it's just a hair above that line. It's probably about right there. No, it's too high. Alright, that's where it stayed. I mean, I guess that does make sense with the Wolfen, though.
Yeah.
That they have to be out, kind of like remain in their own pack, because I mean that is kind of a Space Wolf thing.
Well, yeah, and at the time, the Space Wolves really didn't know what to do with them. While their brothers, they're like, are you tainted by the warp? Or are you not tainted by the warp? But
Yeah.
we know you're Wolfen, so and yeah, and now it's just here's a Wolfen unit, throw it in.
Yeah, it's only 16,000 more HP to go.
Still trying to beat that boss?
Yes! You know what I learned? Poisons work very well against someone who defends every fucking kind of attack and counters every kind of attack.
Oh, there you go.
He counters magic, he counters physical. He one-shots you if he counters. He can't counter poison on every single one of his turns.
I mean, you got a point.
So I've been chunking. He has 88,319 HP. My poison does 500 a hit. He's now at 15,941. Oh, the poison. This is my like 4th time trying to beat this boss.
You said that like 5 hours ago. Or is this a different boss?
This is the exact same boss. I've been fighting him since he went downstairs and started the stream. That's how long this is taking.
Alright, gonna throw a little bit of Uriel yellow in the pot here. Let's bring up that brightness.
Yes, hello, Oki.
Okay. Enough. Come on, guys. This is not an arena.
Are you sure?
But again, it is kind of appropriate that we hear dogs growling in the background while we're painting a Space Wolf tank.
Especially when they're huskies.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I was gonna say, I almost said wolves. I'm like, yeah, that's close. It really is. But
A little bit of it darker at the bottom. That'll be nice with the wolf head on top of it. So these doors here, Chuck.
yes,
I'm thinking maybe some runes. Maybe. I don't know yet.
Let's see.
Because usually, like, if I do runes, I like to build, like, an icy color rune for them. I don't know if I really want to do that with a red backdrop.
This is not good. What I want. Oh, that's because it's Wikipedia.
So, Devin, don't forget, we got raid in like 20 minutes. Oh, that's right. This is at 10, isn't it?
See.
Never mind. Still got an hour. Alright. So, we got diamond on the side. We got a plan for that area. We got just some bare red doors, which, I mean, nothing wrong with bare red doors. Unless you're me. Black would go good with that. It would go with the front of it. Don't know what pattern to use.
I'm looking up something for you here. Might have something for you, if you will one.
Yeah. All possible.
I don't know how big this is going to show on the Discord, though. Yeah, not big at all. Still not big. Okay. It's basically the letter N, but with 2 lines in it.
Oh, yeah.
It means...
It might be sad for me to say, but I know almost all the runes by heart.
Okay, yeah, well, it means hail, storm, and air. But I'm thinking storm for the doors, as in I'm storming out and taking care of you. Unless you want to do the rune for N. Depends on how fancy you want to get. Or you could put 1 on each door.
Could. Big question is how do I want to do the rune? Do I do it with a nice crisp rune? Do I make it look like they scraped it into the paint in good old carving fashion of Space Wolves? They just got it from the Adeptus Mechanicus and made it their own?
As a servitor walks over with a bucket of paint anyways.
Yeah.
Guys, stop it! I'll put on what you want, you just need to tell me.
Just grabs bucket, looks at door, sighs.
Yeah. Actually, it's not even the servitors doing that, but I'm pretty sure there's a tech priest, or not a tech priest, an iron priest somewhere going, guys, will you stop trying to carve into stinking doors? First of all, you're dulling your weapons.
The funny part, it's probably the rune priests that are doing it. I bless this machine.
Yeah, but I would think that they would have something better than what the rest of the Space Wolves would be using. Like, hey, Sarge, let me borrow your
Iron
power
Priest.
sword for a minute. I need to carve something into the door here.
Only one knows.
Yeah, only the Mechanicus knows, and they're certainly not going to tell anybody.
Nope. Can you just imagine the look on the Mechanicus' faces when they ship out these nice, pristine repulsors to the Space Wolves, and then they see what they do to them?
I don't think they care. After 10,000 years, I don't think they care.
They're probably just like, whatever.
Here's your ship. We left them blank. Paint them as you want. We don't care anymore. Just go have your people do it. We're not spending servitor time on that when we just know you're gonna screw with it anyway.
Right. Grab me a paper towel. Obviously, I'm not doing anything here on the back, because I gotta add all the racks and stuff.
Right.
So this is basically the big spot I had. I mean, I could leave the doors blank and then do smaller runes down the sides here.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
around the edges here.
Mm-hmm. You could on somewhere put the giant R for Rush.
The giant R, yeah, I could.
If you have a big flat space, you need to put something in.
I could do it up here.
Because, yeah, it's...
Because, I mean, basically all I have for left for flat spots that aren't being used now is these top corners.
Right.
Yay! I killed it.
Good.
Except for one of my characters died, so she got no XP for the fight.
I lied. I forgot about the big back door.
You forgot the junk in the trunk?
I forgot the junk in the trunk.
I guess I would put a big rune on each door. Just to have it stand out. I wouldn't worry too much about the top because you can always put little runes or bits or something from
Yeah.
from the model I can't think of, the Stormwolf.
I gotta decorate my Stormwolf too, though. Can't steal all the bits from it. Because that's where I got this front shield from.
True. But I was gonna ask you about that. I'm like, I don't remember that having a door in the front. Does it really have a door in the front? Because
No.
that would be cool. But that just answered my question.
Nope, it's not like the old-fashioned rhinos with the doors in the front.
Land Raiders. Rhinos are in the back too.
Old ones had them in the front too before they went to the MK4s or 5s. I'm talking like the old ass fucking rhinos.
I was gonna say I had the ones with the circle doors. They
Yep.
were in the back.
They had circles on, they had doors on the sides, the back,
Uh-huh.
and the front.
I don't remember the front. But then again, I think I only had one of those. Huh. I did not know that.
Yep, and then you got basically the Predator basically just put a cap over the top of the front to hide the doors.
Well, yeah. We're gonna armor and arm the rhino. Which is funny. It's just basically the mechanic is saying, "You want what?"
It's like, why? All right, fine.
I really swear there is some poor tech priest in the Mechanicus on Mars that has a job like ours that is just sitting there, and when they come to him and say, "This is what we're gonna do," he looks at them and go, "Have you been watching orc movies again? Really? We cannot just strap crap on, but it'll look cool. Go away. Get out of my office." Followed by some Volkite fire.
Oh.
Now, out of curiosity,
Yeah.
are you going to leave the missile pods and the frag storm launchers black? Or you,
No idea.
I'm assuming you're going to highlight them, but are you going to leave the main color black?
Not sure yet.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I could do something add to the black. Obviously, I am not going to do red because all the missiles are red.
Well, I was just going
The
to
black
say,
actually kind of looks good because of contrast.
it does. It's something other than gray, and it not only that, but it ties into the black on the front piece.
Right.
But no, I actually like the black with the bright red.
All right. We'll leave it then.
So, Like,
That's less for me to do. Well, I mean, because it looks like I originally planned for all like the turrets and stuff to be black too, anyways.
okay. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, but your big turrets not. But
Well,
I forgot you pulled.
the,
I forgot you
the
pulled the
side
little turrets off.
sponsons, whatever you want to call them nowadays. They used to be sponsons.
Right. But like I said, dude, it's like almost 10 o'clock here for me, so my brain is probably starting to become more jello-like than it should be.
Starting to shut down on you.
Well, yeah. I honestly, I haven't slept well since daylight savings time last Sunday, so.
I totally understand that.
And I'm fine. I also found out on Monday when I went to the doctor that, I was mentioning that they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you being diabetic, that insomnia is one of the fun things you have to look forward to." It's like, yeah,
Oh,
thanks
joy.
for all the happy. Thanks for all the happy thoughts. Can you go away now?
Yes.
Why am I paying you for this?
Yes, Devin.
Does that look any more like cornbread to you? Because I think it's still looking off.
See, the thing is this to me looks like cornbread. This to me does look like cornbread.
You guys
I don't
are
think your other
fine.
Marines might have been something else. Because you had way more red, but at the same time, you might have contrasted them with maybe some Mephiston to give it a little bit more with red. Here. Let's investigate. Give me that Marine.
It does look more like it on camera.
Okay, here's the thing. This looks right to me. This just has a lot more done to him.
Well, yeah, I know the other guy has a lot more.
This
done.
also looks like you gave him a Nuln Wash almost.
I didn't give him a Nuln Wash. I gave him a very light red tone.
You're like, Devin, that looks
That's
right.
that's probably is what's changed the tint because you tinted it. So yeah, that would be right because this looks like whatever you put on it darkened the red hair. Looks like I gave it more depth instead of just flat like this one. So I think you are right. You're just gonna have to repeat the process if you want the same thing. You're gonna have to remember what you did to it.
Just remember the initial coating just looking way more vibrant.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I mean, you've been using that same paint scheme forever.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm kind of just putting off these runes at the moment.
It's fine. I'm kind of figuring.
Do it. I can write Will Tiny TNT on a stick of dynamite in a pocket. You can do it.
Oh, I'm sure I can do it. I'm not worried about that. It's more of trying to figure out exactly a mental image of what I want it to look like. I'm trying to get that vision, so to say. Because, like, for say, let's just put, the R rune on there for Russ, right? Trying to figure out how I want to represent that. Like, do I want to, as I was saying before, like, make it look like it was carved in there, painted on there?
My original, put it this way, my original thought with that, because those doors are a fairly bright red. Can I see one of the doors or the back when you go in there?
Yeah. Look at that's what, Evil Sons? Pretty sure it's Evil Sons.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I know it's not Mephiston because it's darker than that.
Well, yeah, 'cause this is
Um,
Mephiston right here. This little bar thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess what I'm thinking is, you could do it one of two. I'm right now. My brain is just thinking one of two ways. One, you can put it in, and instead of having like a standard, well carved rune, look like somebody literally, instead of someone painting it and having nice straight even lines and everything, you could kind of do it so it's sharp and jagged and has like little splinters and stuff off if you really want to get that OCD about it.
Remember who you're talking to.
Do it
here.
in like a, yeah, I know. Just saying. And you could do it in like some type of silver, like literally they carved into it. Or you could do it in a somewhat nice black, which will offset that red a little bit. And then just on the edges in some places, just put little shiny bits like that's where the paint didn't cover. That's my thought. I don't have any more thoughts than that. Well, I do, but they're mostly keep heart beating, keep breathing, things like that. The little things. Because, see, I'm even wondering, like, and again, looking at your tank has me still wondering about my tanks. And I don't know a lot of colors to use because, like I said, Iron Hands is normally black and silver. So, like, for me, my whole tank is pretty much going to be black. And then I'm going to say, for instance, my silver would be where your red and black claw marks are in the front, the 2 and the 3 doors. Well, then I'm going to have all that silver for the repulsor units, too, around it.
Yep.
And it's going to look like a big chunk of black. So
Yep.
I'm trying to think what I can use similar to like you with the red on the doors or the black and the red against the Space Wolf Gray. Try to offset mine looking like a giant lump of coal cruising across the path.
White.
Yeah.
Looks because I mean with that black you're going to be messing with a lot of gradients. So you're going to be like your palette's basically, your blacks, your grays, your whites to play with. And then you have your metallics. I mean, you can play with golds too, probably. Golds, bronze, brasses.
I hadn't thought about those. That actually might not be a bad idea. Brass and gold.
Alright.
Okay.
So if I remember here, right? So we're going to go with the black here.
Okay.
Is the R rune, which is a straight line, triangle at the top, and then the leg coming out from the triangle.
You are correct.
Alright.
That is Thor's rune. God, he's gonna freehand it.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm going to cut that leg off a little bit. Bigger or smaller?
I was just wondering that myself.
Bigger.
Pick.
Yeah, I'm thinking bigger. I mean, they are the side doors, so you have a lot of canvas there, essentially. God, I'm talking like an artist. I'm sorry.
For what?
Talking like an artist. I am
Oh.
far from ever being an artist. I just have goofy ideas. Sometimes they work.
More like that?
Yes.
Yes, more like that. Much better.
Yes, hello, Oswald.
And I can just erase my little R.
You know, you're really making me want to pull out my Space Wolves and shove my iron hands.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Chuck. I love painting Space Wolves.
Are you a tired puppy?
The only thing I want to do is the box set of the Hounds of Mordkai
Yep.
that I won. I want to find actual like wolf helms, like wolf skull helms
Yeah, I know what you're talking
For-
about.
for those instead of their normal.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have them.
No
Now, technically, that helm that you're talking about is a special helm.
Correct.
Lore-wise.
Well, lore-wise, it is. But if you look back into, oh, now you're gonna make me go back to my lore. But I need to look it up first so I don't stick my foot in my mouth. Because I'm thinking after a long day like today, it won't taste very good. Let's see. Where are our Space Wolves? If there you go. If you look, there was in the 30K Horus Heresy, there was a Space Wolf Legion called the Death Swarm, and
Oh,
they
really?
all had those helms. Yes. Let's see. Within the Space Wolves, those with an all-consuming impulse to kill and kill again were selected by the cult of Mordkai and its ministers, who ensured with proper reverence that the jaws of the Death Wolf could feast upon the enemies of mankind. The warriors who gave themselves over became the Death Sworn, marked by their wolf skull helms. They were the embodiment of the hunger of death in the heart of the Legion.
Sounds legit.
So, don't tell GW I did this. But there's a picture in the Discord. They're actually a 30K unit. And I guess what gets me is they're called the Hounds of Mordkai, and here they're
Wow.
like the cult of Mordkai. Sounds similar enough to me. But hey, what do I know?
Alright. Now to make this look a little bit more lively.
See, this is what happens. I get tired on a Friday night, my brain starts to gel, and then all of a sudden it becomes hungry for knowledge. And then I go out onto the interwebs or onto GW's site and I start reading lore. And this is where I get into trouble making stuff. or considering stuff, or hey, how can I mod this? So, while I agree 100% with you, Jesse, that helm is a particular helm, there is a precedence in 30K and during the Horus Heresy where those helms were used for other things. Or for other troops, I should say.
I don't know. Sounds a lot like Heresy.
What, are you a Dark Angels player now?
Actually, yes, I am.
What? Heresy.
That would be the other chapter I'm making. Because that way I can battle my own models against each other.
I'll just be sitting here. You'll just get random messages in Discord. So Jesse started a game against himself. I wonder how this is gonna go.
Oh no, you didn't have to do that. Just ping me on Discord. You know.
Just pull up a video camera. All right, where do you want what to go where?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'll be the AI for the other side. That way you don't have to fight yourself. Okay, move that troop up 6 inches. Advance that troop. Roll a d6. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, okay. Don't laugh. At this point, I am willing to do something like that just to roll dice and roll.
I'm right there with you, dude. Alright. I'll level with you, Chuck. I don't even really know how to play the game.
I played 3rd and 4th edition way back when.
I've played a total of 3 games, period.
No, see, I've played 4 games, I think, maybe 5 in 8th edition, and I played nothing in 9th because 9th come out during lockdown.
So it's like, I really want to play. And I was getting ready to go to the game store, you know, sitting there, it's like, okay, I'm going to come up with an army and stuff like that, and then I'll find one of these guys to teach me how to play. Never happened. Like, I know the rules for the most part. Like, I know what's going on for the most part. But to actually sit down and, you know, play a game, don't really get to do that much.
That's why Dustin and I need to make a road trip at some point.
Oh, greed. Alright, we're going to see if this works.
Which actually would be really funny. You're going to ship Morty to him, and then at some point, it may actually come back to you.
Just couldn't stay away, could you, Morty?
Just saying. That would just define irony.
Welcome back to where you belong.
Welcome back to where it all began, Morty.
It's like, here, Morty, here's your daddy.
This is the nice guy who put you together and painted you. Unlike Dustin. Dustin doesn't care.
I'm gonna start making like some of this paint's pulled away from it. Hopefully. Maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of the effect I was talking about. Or I was envisioning. Put it that way.
It's the same effect that I would use for like scraped scratches on Space Marine armor. Just on a lot bigger surface. And the way you do that is you basically paint it as if it was a panel line sticking up.
Mm-hmm. I love my wife, but she needs to go to bed.
God, that sounds familiar.
Shut up.
She sends me a text. Look for the info for tomorrow for the archery shoot. Make sure we have the address. I can't find the email. Meanwhile, I'm looking at it going, wait a minute, I have it in my email. You sent it to me. Then she goes back. I found the address. Okay. That's just what I replied back. Okay.
Okay, sweetie, go to bed.
Okay, sweetie, night night. Which I won't complain too much. Sydney's been very active going to the gym, which if you ever see me, you'll know why she needs to, because this big hunk of goo doesn't. As often as he should. But she's been like swimming and all sorts of stuff because she wants to get healthy. She sits around a lot. We all do nowadays. But her pool time this morning was 6:30 in the morning. And my dear wife got up and took her to the pool so I could sleep. But yeah. She's also trying to get stronger for archery and volleyball too.
Gotta get that arm strength and shoulder strength.
I remember what that was like. I took Taekwondo for 5-6 years.
I
Yeah.
swear, it's the little things that make shit like this start to pop.
Yeah, that's again, maybe not what I was saying, but yes, that's exactly what I was envisioning. It actually reminds me of Space Wolf A comes up, carves that into the side, thinks it's cool, goes in. The repulsor comes back. The tech priest looks at it and goes, "Are you kidding me?" Looks at the random servitor, paint over that. So the servitor, with its very limited programming, goes, "Okay, I painted inside the lines, boss." Tech priest wanders over. Ugh, that's not what I was talking about.
Mika! Stop being weird. Oh, Gunner, stop being weird.
Alright.
Right pack, wrong pupper.
I like how my old coworker has only been dating this person for a couple months now, and they're pregnant and engaged.
I never said people were smart.
Yeah, those words will never come out of my mouth. Still not dry, huh?
No, it's dry. It's just some of it adhered to the tape
More than the tank.
Yep.
It's about the same spot too, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Very nice. You
Well,
has
then-
diamonds. Congratulations! Now that you have Diamond Mark 1 done, you can now do Harlequins.
What's that?
I said, congratulations! Now that you have figured out Diamond Point 1, you can do Harlequins.
Well, I mean, I definitely got a few things done on this, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Looks a lot spiffier than when you started.
Come on, arm. A little bit harder. There you go. Is it bad? I'd rather work on this tomorrow than Goldar. If you own Goldar out there, I apologize.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You know, you haven't worked on it in a while, and now that you have worked on it a little bit, it's like, oh, I want to keep going.
Well, yeah, because now I got my, like, you know, the creative juices are flowing. It's like, ooh, I want to do this. Ooh, I want to do that.
But
And then next time I sit down, I'm going to be like, what was I doing?
no, I mean on the plus side, it'll only be a week instead of who knows how long.
2
You'll
years?
be able to work. Yeah. Well, point is, who knows how long the next time you would be if you don't dedicate Friday nights to your stuff.
That's true.
Could-
And my models are
could
never
be-
going to get done if I don't.
Yeah, you know, could be 6 months, could be 6 weeks, could be 6 days, could be 6 years. You don't know. But you know, at least next Friday you can, you know, concentrate on the tank again, and hopefully I'll be on. If you're like, what was I doing? Well, this is where you left off.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting here thinking, it's like I just thought of another thing. That spot right there on the front of the turret. This panel right here. I want to put something there now.
Ray. Okay, that's what I thought you did.
Probably more runes.
And see, I was gonna say that is the perfect spot for a little tiny, like Ragnar's company's emblem right there.
Oh, I could do that too. That's just a quick decal.
Yeah. Because he's not the Wolf Rampant, that's Grimnar. He is literally the Black One. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just thinking something like that. That way it, you know, it would help commanders to look at a tank and go, okay, who do you belong to?
Well, I
That's
think the wolf skulls and, you know, pelts everywhere would tell you where it belongs.
Well, my point is, they're going to look at it and go, oh, okay, it's a Space Wolf, but which company?
That's true. Well, I'm also putting on the sides here too on those diamonds.
Right, but I'm thinking for a little flat spot like that, like I said. But yeah, I mean, having his symbols and everything on the side.
No,
If you wanted to, you could put little tally marks for kills in front of them.
yes, and those I'll make look more scratched in, like if they were done with a knife.
Because they probably would be.
Exactly.
They're very nice.
I just can't help how much the light effect actually helps bring out that tank.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, darn it, now I need to figure out how to do it on my Dune Riders. Because it does, it looks so nice. Because I have the airbrush in one hand and a giant spray can, a rattle can of Mephiston Red in the other.
There is one thing I wish I did differently with those lights, though.
What's that?
I wish I would have put out like this area like I did with like a Uriel yellow, a little bit darker yellow, and then came over with the brighter yellow with like a thinner line a little bit, so that way it looked more like it was fading from the edges.
Okay. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
But like I said, this won't be my last repulsor.
Mika.
You still have an executioner.
I do have an executioner, but at the same time, I mean, I started this repulsor, like I said, like late, like at the end of 2019. No, I think it was later than that. When did I get Peyton's order? Yeah, so late 2019. You know, I had to put it together. It was initially black and red because it was going to be one of my night prowlers.
Right.
And then Ragnar came out, and then I stripped it, and now it's Space Wolf.
Now it's Black Meaning.
And I've done 2 repulsors since then. So it's my first and my third at the same time.
Not for, I was going to say 2 other repulsors, but not for you.
Correct. The other one was Night Spectre, the purple army that I've been working on.
Oh,
First one
yeah,
you did
yeah,
was the
yeah.
Blood Angel.
And then the first one was for the same client, but it was Blood Angel.
Okay.
That was about the same time you sent me your first Skitarii.
Right, because red.
Yeah, I basically went from Skitarii back to Blood Angels back to Skitarii.
Oh, that reminds me, since you mentioned the Skitarii. Do you still have that box of Skitarii just sitting around?
I do.
Okay.
It hasn't
need
been
to talk-
touched since I've showed you.
We need to talk about just finishing those up and paying for them. That way they're not sitting there gathering dust.
We have a box of Skitarii.
Kendall totally forgot about this. Yeah. No, they're
Obviously, Kendall fully forgot
Yep.
about this.
they're sitting back there. Most of the pieces are done still the way they were. If I remember right, the arms just needed to be attached, but now that we have the instructions, because we bought you that box of Skitarii and took the instructions, we should be able to finish them really quickly.
Okay.
Worst case
That's-
is we just paint some arms. Ooh, arms.
Ooh, yeah. Little tiny spindly stinking arms. Yeah. I remember this.
I could even make Devin finish them.
As he's sitting there going, huh, what?
I don't think you can hear me over his airbrush right now.
I mean, first of all, you know, you can never have enough Skitarii. They're cannon fodder. So, but I was thinking that. So yeah, at some point, after I get my apothecary sent, we get all of this stuff done. It's just a little bigger.
No, I'm just using it as a reference. Looking at my progression here at painting.
You know what kills me though?
What's that?
The repulsor, which is a tank, carries more guys than the impulsor, which is a troop transport.
That's funny. What does the impulsor carry? Probably like, what, 5?
I think it carries 6. It carries 6
3 on each
standard or
side?
3 Gravis. Yeah. Yeah, it's 6.
That doesn't make any
6
sense.
Yeah.
Who has squads of 6?
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
really don't.
they've always been 5 and 10s.
Yeah. I'll make sure I still have my battle scribe up. Where's my impulsor?
Unless they're doing like 5 and then a sergeant.
Impulsor. Double check here. Yes, transport. This model has a transport capacity of 6 Primaris infantry models. It cannot transport Jump Pack or Mark X Gravis. So I can't do Gravis. I think the repulsor can, though.
Okay. Alright. Next question. How many Adeptus can it carry?
None.
I don't see. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
The other way around makes
oh,
sense. A Rhino can't carry Primaris because they're too big to
Okay.
fit in it. Cool. But Impulsor's made for Primaris. So
Yes.
obviously there's plenty of room for Astartes in there.
Okay, so the Impulsor and the Repulsor Executioner carry 6.
Which makes sense because they have to get rid of some of the room because they have to,
Right.
put the
But-
equipment in there for the turret.
Right. But a regular repulsor,
Like this one.
the one you have right there, can transport 10 Primaris infantry models. Each Mark X Gravis model takes the space of 2 other models. So you can put 5 aggressors in there or 10 Primaris in that tank. But yet, the Impulsor, which again is basically the Rhino Mark II, can only carry 6 and no Gravis.
Oh, crap. I just thought of something. I might not be doing a big bad tomorrow. I might just be doing these.
Why is that?
It's an order I need to get out. They've been sitting here for too long. And it's 2 people. It's Loken. I'm sure you know who Loken is.
Yep.
And Nathaniel Garrow. which leaves me
Okay.
with Abaddon to do whatever with. Forge World Abaddon.
Right.
I could probably finish those up in a day, and that way I can get that order out too.
That's fair enough. I mean, they're still big and bad, sort of.
I mean, they're pretty iconic people.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're still big and bad, sort of. I won't be on the stream tomorrow, so.
Yeah, you usually are off doing things with your daughter.
Well, tomorrow's the archery tournament, and I have
Right.
to drive an hour and a half into West Virginia,
Yeah, you probably should do that.
then an hour and a half to the tournament, and then an hour and a half back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. We'll say 5 hours of my time starting at 11. So, yeah, I won't be on tomorrow. Sorry.
Nope,
No
you're
witty
cool.
banter with me.
That's fine. Probably get more done that way.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I slowed you down.
I'm just fucking with you.
I feel bad now. Now I feel like I should just go back to the stream chat and just not say anything. Going, hi, I'm here. I'll be quiet.
Well, that's the difference, because if you do that, I'm just going to be sitting here talking about what I'm doing, and I'm still going to travel slow, so.
I don't know. I think in about 2.5 hours, you did a decent amount of detail work on that tank.
Yeah, so that isn't too bad. Just get the rest. Got to get the guy in the turret. Get rid of that hole.
Yeah.
And then one day this will be stripped. With the original
For a
Rust.
second, I panicked. I wasn't looking down. I thought you meant strip the one you are painting right now.
God, no.
I was like, I swear to God, I will murder you.
Yeah, and good old the original Space Wolf's Gray. I'd say it's changed a little bit over the years.
Yep. Well, their original armor was actually gray in the Heresy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird color. I've seen him portrayed in gray. I've seen him portrayed in black.
Well, that's why I was wondering, because the picture I put up of those Deathsworn in your Discord, they're black.
Yeah, which would make sense for Mordecai, because anything usually dealing with Mordecai is black.
Right. So, if I go to the Heresy again.
Where are we at? 934.